Welcome to Kendra's Artistic Crochet Designs, and we are at the second Monday of the month and of May, and we're going to make this tulip, and this is going to be a lot easier than last week's. I thought last week's was pretty difficult, but this will be easier. Okay, and this is called the Tulips hot pad that we're going to be making. And I'm going to start out with the green cotton yarn. And again, we're using cotton because cotton does not melt on heat like acrylic does. So when you're making hot pads, always use cotton. Alright, so we're going to chain 26. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Alright, so then in the second chain from the hook, we are going to crochet, single crochet. Yeah, we're going to crochet. We're going to single crochet, and we're going to single crochet in every chain of cross. And we should have 25 single crochets at the end of this chain. All right. All right. Oh, we're almost there here. This yarn is the same green as we used last week, and it is not. I love this yarn, and believe me, I do not like this yarn. I'm just using it to get rid of it. Alright, so there's 25. This is the front side of our work. So what I'm going to do on the front side is I'm going to put a stitch marker right here, reminding me that this is the front side of the work. Come on. There. Alright, so the reason why we need to know that is because we're going to chain one and turn. When we turn this first time, this is the back side. And another way you can know is the front side, the tail is on the left, and on the back side, the tail is on the right. So there's another way too. So we're going to do front loop only on the back side, and we're just going to single crochet across there one more time in front loop only. So when we're on the back side, it'll be front loop only, and when we are in the front side, it'll be, or you don't have to do that. I'm just doing it because I like the cool effect. You can just go through both loops, whatever you want. But I like the cool effect that this causes in the picture. So I guess it's to the crocheters how they want to preference. That was the word I was looking for. The crocheter's preference. Preference. Alright, so you should have 25 stitches going across here again. All in green. In this last stitch right here, we're not going to finish that because we need to bring in our blue. And to bring this green forward. Where's my blue yarn? There we go. So we're going to bring in the blue, and we're going to finish this with the blue because this next row we're going to need blue. Alright, so we're going to chain one and turn. And then we need to bring our blue and our green up because we're going to need green later. And we're going to do back loop only because we're on the front side again. And right there is the, yep, we're on the front side. So we're going to go back loop only. We need 6 blue. And I just did a few stitches because we're just going to be floating these in the back. I just wanted to get them away from the edge here. So here we go. Now I just dropped those stitches back here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I dropped those tails in the back. And here's 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Yes. And now we need to switch over to green. So I'm going to drop this blue, and I'm going to bring the green forward. The green should be forward here. Alright. Now I'm just going to deal with this green by itself. I'm floating the stitches, I'm floating back here instead of going over them because it is a lot easier. So we only needed one green. And now we're going to bring back the blue. And now we need 11 blue. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And now we need to go back to the green again. And we need one green. So we're going to bring this green forward. Come on. So I'm going to stretch this because I do not want that green to be tight. I don't want that green to bring it tight. Alright, so then we need one green. And then we're going to finish it off with a 6 blue at the end. So we're going to go through, finish that off with the blue. And now I need 6 blue. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this is the first 3 rows that we've done so far. Okay, and let's go ahead and mark those off. And go on to row 4. And we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. And now that we're on the back side, we're going to be in the front loop only again. So we need 6 blue. We're actually going to do the exact same thing in 4 and 5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do mine off camera. Row 3, 4, and 5, it repeats that. So I will be back for row 6. Okay, now for row 6. We're going to chain 1 and turn. So this is, first of all, this is what the front looks like. As I know it's the front, I've got to, and plus it has all these ridges. That's the reason why we keep working in the one loop, because it's causing these ridges. I think that's so cool. And then on the back, you see these floats, in which it doesn't matter. I tried to tell you earlier, because this is going to be the inside of the pot holder, and nobody's going to see this side. So, we need to do 5 blue. So there's 1. Oh, wait a minute. I just went through both loops, didn't I? We're on the back, so we're front loop only. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alright. So that means I need to switch colors. So we could bring up the green. And I need 3 green now. So we're going to do back loop only here. There's 1, 2, and 3. And now we're switching back to blue. And then we need 9 blue. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And now we need to switch back over to the green again. So we want to make sure we kind of stretch that out so that that does not get tight. We don't want that to get tight. And now we've got 3 green we need to do. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to switch back over to the blue. And then there's 1, we need 5 blue at the end. So there's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alright, so there's row 6. And chain 1 and turn. And this is what we've got so far. Alright, so let's do row 7. Row 7, we need to start out with 4 blue. And we're going on the front side, so we're in back loop only now. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we need to bring our green up. It goes that way. And we need 3 green. No, 5 green. Alright. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alright, and now we're going back to the blue, and we are going to need 7 blue next. So again, you do not want to make this float tight. Make sure that's loose back there. So now we need 7 blue, did I say? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Alright. We're going to bring the green over. And we need 5 green. So, wait a minute, wrong one. Here we go. It's this one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then bringing the blue back over here. We should have 4 blue now. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And so this is 7 rows so far. So this is what it looks like so far. Let's mark those off. And go to row 8. So let's chain 1 and turn. And we're on the back side, as you can see. And now we need to go front loop only, and we need 3 blue to start out with. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Blue goes that way. And now we need 7 green. So, right here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And sometimes these knots come up, and I always want to make sure that they're not going to come apart. The manufacturer made those knots. Sometimes they come apart. Is that 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here's 7. It says 7. Alright. So now we need to switch to blue. Looks like that knot's going to get caught down there, which is good. So let's bring the blue. And now we need 5 blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 'Did I do that right? 3, 5, 7, 5. 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This doesn't, I don't know if this is right. This doesn't look right. I think I skipped a stitch somewhere. It does not look right. It's off. Hang on a second. We're just going to start this row over a minute. So there's 1, 2, 3. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. There it is. It was this stitch I skipped. 6, 7. So that kind of, alright, so now that makes sense. Alright, now we need our blue to come back over. And now we need 5 blue. Hang on a second. That's a little bit too tight on that. There's too much to look for in this. Seems like. Now we need 5 blue. So 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Now it. I thought I lost a stitch here. Alright. It's easy to do when you get too many yarns in the way. So now we need 7 green on this side. And making sure that knot's back there. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then we're going to finish off with our blue. And making sure that that's not tight back there. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And that is row 8. Alright, chain 1 and turn for row 9. So now we're on the front side. This is what it looks like for 8 rows. Let's look at row 9, and we're going to do back loop only because we're on the front side now. And we need 3 blue. And we're going to bring up our green. And actually row 8 and 9 are the exact same. So it's 3, 7, 5, 7, 3. That's what it is. So we're going to do the exact same thing that we did with row 8. So all we got to do is just repeat our colors. Easy peasy. Alright, back to the blue. Come on. End up with 3 blue here. Wait a minute. And there we have it. Okay, so there is row 9. So row 10 is chain 1 and turn, and now we're on the back side. And now we need 2, or do back front loop only, 2 blue, switching over to green. Blue goes that way. So we're switching over to green, and we have a blue stitch right there that we're going to put in green. So we are needing 3 green. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Now we need to switch over to blue. And we're going to do 1 blue. So the next 3 stitches is blue, green, blue. So we need to do blue, green, blue. And then we're going to switch over to green again. And we need 3 green. There's 1, 2, and 3. And then switching over to blue. We need 3 blue. 2 and 3. Switching back to green. We need 3 green. 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to do the blue, green, blue again in the next 3 stitches. So we have green or blue, green, and blue. And then we're going to go back to our green, and we need to finish off with 3 green and 2 blue. Uh-oh. Hang on. I forgot we got to bring that blue back here. So there's 1, 2, and then 3, and then we're going to switch off to blue again. And the last 2 stitches are blue. Alright, so chain 1 and turn. Let's look at the front of this thing. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the leaves are starting to form. That is so cool. Alright, so now we need to mark off some rows so I don't get too far ahead of myself. I need 8, 9, and 10 are completely finished. So that is 10 rows. Alright. So we are going to start out with, we're in the front loop, we're in the front, so we need back loop only. We need 2 blue, and then we need 2 green. I don't want to tangle these. Alright, so we've got 1 and 2. And now we need 2 blue again. So this is going to be 2 blue, 1 green, and 2 blue. Oh, we need to bring the blue back. And there's our 2 blue. Alright. And then we need 2 green and 3 blue and 2 green. So go back to the green. Whoops, that goes back there. Two green. Now let's switch over to the blue. And it's 3 blue. And then switching back over to the green. 2 green. And then we're going to do that 2 blue, 1 green, 2 blue again. So let's switch over to the blue. So here's the 2 blue. One green. And the 2 blue. And now we're just going to need 2 green and 2 blue at the end. So that'll finish it off for row 11. So 2 green and 2 blue. And there's row 11. Alright, so chain 1 and turn for row 12. And we are going to need front loop only because we're on the back side. And we need 2 blue to start out with. And then to do these leaves, we need 1 green, 3 blue, 1 green. So let's switch over to the green. So actually, this is 1 green. Oh no, I messed it up again. There we go. Alright, I got her fixed. Alright, so now we need 3 blue. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then we're going back to the 1 green again. And then back to the 3 blue. So there's 1, 2, 3. This makes it kind of easy because this whole thing is mirror effect. It's like, if it's done on one side, it's done on the last. So we're going to end up with a green here. And then there should be, yeah, 3 blue. And then we start over with the 1 green and 3 blue, 1 green, 3 blue. So on and so forth. So we need to put 3 green here in the middle. Or 3 blue, not green, blue. 3 blue is next. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then we need the 1 green, and then 3 blue, there's 1, 2, 3, and then we can bring in the green again. And we need the 1 green again, right here. And then the blue. So we need 3 blue here. And then the green. And then switching back to blue, we're going to end up with 2 blue at the end. Alright, so there is, let's chain 1 and turn, be ready for 13. This is what it looks like thus far. And you can see the leaves coming up in the stems. That is so cool. Anyway, it doesn't take much. As you guys well know, I love doing pictures. Alright, so 13. Now we need 5 blue. Because evidently we just finished up. Back loop only. So we must have finished up those leaves. So there's 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now we're going to bring in the orange because we're starting the flowers. And we need 3 orange next. So there's 1, 2, and 3. So last week on Friday we did this on our corner to corner with our diamonds, and it's so different doing it. So we're just doing it a different way, but it is so cool. So we're gonna leave the green alone. We need just the blue and orange evidently. So I guess we're not gonna need that green anymore. I'll leave this orange. We need 9 blue after those 3 oranges. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then we're just going to bring, you know, as a matter of fact, now we're all done with the green, we might as well cut that off. Because we're not going to need that anymore. We just cut that off and get rid of that. Let's bring the orange in. And let's be careful we don't mix these up. Alright, so we need the 3 orange again. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to switch back over to blue. And then we're going to end up with 5 blue again. So there's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alright, and there we have the start of our tulips. Alright, so I am going to switch some things around here to make this easier. I'm so glad we're done with that green. Alright. To make sure. We are using I Love This Cotton from here on out, because the other 2 colors is I Love This Cotton. So we're going to chain 1 and turn for row 14. So since we're on the back loop, we need back loops only. I mean, front loops only. We're on the back side, so we need front loops only. So we need 14, we need 4 blue now. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to switch over to the orange. And now we need 5 orange. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switching back to the blue. We are needing 7 blue now. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And we'll go back to the orange again. And we're needing 5 orange again. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then 4 orange or blue at the end. So let's do that. Bring the blue in. And we need 4 at the end, and that'll finish it up. So, I was just thinking of something too. In this pattern, you're only using 2 colors at a time. So I think that's what makes this so much easier as well. I cannot get over that. So when we started the tulips, then the green was all done, so we didn't need that. So we're only using 2 colors at a time. So there is row 14, and this is what row 14 looks like. Right there. This is actually so much fun. Alright. So 13 and 14 are done. So let's do 15. And since we're on the front side now, we're in back loop only. We're going to we need 3 blue, and there's 3, and then we're going to start increasing these tulips. So we're going to need 7 orange next. So that means we need to go into this one, this blue. There we go. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then let's bring the blue across. We're in 15, right? So we need 5 blue, and then 7 orange, and 3 blue. We'll finish it up. There we go. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then back to the orange again. Now we need 7 orange. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then we'll bring the blue back again. And then we need 3 blue to finish it up. And that is row 15. Okay, chain 1 and turn. That's what it's supposed to look like. Alright. So 16, we need 2 blue, and we're on the back side, so it's front loop only again. So there's 1, 2, then bringing the orange up, we need 9 orange. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Alright, we're going to bring the blue back over. And we need 5 blue, 4 blue, not 5, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that right? We're doing 16. Yeah, but I skipped something. This blue one right here. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're in business. Alright, so now It's really easy to skip stitches, especially when yarns get in your way. So, 1, and then we get 9 orange again. No, it wasn't 9, it was 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, now we did something wrong. Hang on a minute. I think I was right. I was thinking that I was going to need. Maybe I was right. Yep, I went in that twice. Alright. Okay, so the tulips are a little bit different from here on out. They're not going to be the same, because one is closed and one is open, as we recall. So the mirror effect is going to be going away from here on out. So we have our 4 blue, and now we just have our 7 orange right here. And then we're going to end up with the 3 blue at the end. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then let's switch back over to blue and finish off this row with 3 blue. And there's 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1 and turn. And here we go. Yeah, because this tulip's going to be an open tulip. This tulip's going to be a closed tulip. And that's why the differences. Alright, so we just finished off 16. And I'm going to mark off 15 and 16 then. Uh-oh. Just lost the whole thing. Get on there. Alright. So row 17. We're going to start out with 3. 3. But we're on the front side, so we're in back loop now. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then we can switch over to our orange. Blue comes forward. Alright. So we need 7 of these. Three, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 7 orange. And now let's go over to the blue. And we need the 4 blue in between the flowers. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we need the 9 orange again. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then we're going to switch off to the blue and put 2 blue in here. Then that will finish off this row. Wait a minute. I don't want to tangle the yarns. So there's 1 and 2. Alright, chain 1 and turn for row 18. And then we're going to switch off. Now we're on the back, so we need front loop only. So there's 1 and 2. So we're starting off with 2 and 18 and switching to the orange, and we're going to continue with the 9 on that one. So we need 9. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and this is 9. So let's switch back over to the blue. And then we're on 18. So, right, we need the 4 blue in the middle again. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Switching back to the orange, we need the 7 orange and 3 blue at the end, and that'll finish off this row. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, switching back over to our blue. And then we just need 3 of those. So 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1 and turn. And there we have it. So that is 17 and 18. Let's mark them off. We need 19 and 20 next. So in this row, we're going to start out with 4 blue. And we're doing back loop only because we're in the front again. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. We must going to be decreasing this one. And now we just need 5 of the orange. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, And we're going to bring the blue over. And we are needing 5 blue. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And back to the orange. We're needing 9 orange again. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then we are going to need this blue. Bring this blue over here. And we need to finish this off with blue. Alright, so chain 1 and turn for row 20. We are going to start out in the back loop only with 2 blue. Switching to orange. And we need 9 orange. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and this one is 9. That's pretty tight. Alright, and switching back to the blue. Wait a minute. Was I on? Wait a minute. I was repeating row. Hang on. We're on 19. Alright. Hang on. I was repeating row 18. We're on 19. Right? Let's count this because this doesn't look right. Alright, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. No, we're on 20. So I was right. We are on 20. Goodness gracious. Don't get old, folks. You lose track of what you're doing. Alright. Let's chain 1 here. Make this a little bit easier. Yeah, we're on 20 right now. Alright. So I was right. So we do need 9 of these orange. 2 blue, 9 orange. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then we're going to switch back over to blue. And we need 6 blue this time. Come on. That stitch is a little bit tight. Alright, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then switching back over to the orange. That needs to come up under. There we go. And now I need 3 orange. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And now we're going to switch back over to the blue. And then we're going to end up with 5 blue at the end. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this is what we've gotten so far. Looking cool. I have to go to the next page, or on the back of this one. Switch this around here to this side. Alright, so row 21. Alright, so row 21, we're on the front side again, so we're in the back loops again. So we need 6 blues to start out with. So there is 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we're going to go to the orange. And we just need 1 orange. And then going back to the blue. We need 7 blue. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that finishes off this closed off tulip right there. And back to the orange again. Alright, now we need our 9 orange. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then we're going to finish off with the 2 blue. And there we have it. Chain 1 and turn. We need front loop only because we're on the back side. We're going to start out with 2 blue. In the beginning. And this is where this tulip starts to form the top. On the top. Alright, so we need 2. 1, 2 orange. And 2 blue. 1 blue. Never mind. We need 1 blue. And then we need 3 orange. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then we need 1 blue again. And then we're going to go back to the orange. And we need 2 orange. Alright. Back to the blue. And now we need 14 blues to go across. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Alright, so here we go. That's what it's looking like so far. 21 and 22 are finished. Let's get them marked off. And we only have 3 more rows left, folks. So we're going to chain 1 and turn. And we're going to do back loop only because we're on the front side. We need 14 of these to start out with. So there's 2, 3, and this is blue. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And now we're going to switch to the orange. So to figure out where it is. There it is. So switch to the orange. And it is 1 orange, 3 blue, 1 orange, 3 blue, 1 orange, 2 blue. So there's 1 orange. We're going to finish up this tulip, this row. So we need 3 blue here. 1, 2, and 3. So we have another orange here. And 3 blue again. 1, 2, and 3. Back to our orange. And then switching back to our blue. We're going to finish this off with 2 blue at the end. 1 and 2. And there's our tulip. Okay, so that was row 23. And we are all done with the orange. So we can cut it off. We are not needing that any longer. Now we're going to do 24 and 25, and that is 2 rows of nothing but blue, and you got 25 blue. So we're on the back side and front loop only, and we need 25 blue to go across here. So I'm not going to count, because as long as your counts were right on the last row, you should have 25 stitches there. Alright, chain 1 and turn, and our last row will be in back loops only with 25 stitches across with the blue. Alright, so this is our our tulip pot holder so far. We don't need this anymore, so I'll take that out. We know what's front and back now. Okay, so I'm going to go back here. There's only a... I'm just going to kind of tie these together. I made these long on purpose. I'm going to tie these ends back here. And then we can kind of cut them off. We didn't have very many ends. And then we have the orange ends here. But I made these long enough, so I think we can just kind of tie them without, you know, make it flat. And I'll tie them together a few times. They're going to be on the inside, and so nobody's going to know about it. Anyway, shortcut. I look for those shortcuts. Okay, so we're going to make the border, and I'm actually going to attach a different color to this. Take a few of those stitches out, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the magic knot to tie these together. To make that tight. Now let's fix these stitches that we had to take out and put them back in. So this actually works out well, because we're going to chain one and turn, and yes, the back should be facing you to start this border out. So we're going to put a half double crochet in each stitch, and we're going through both loops. And we're just going to half double crochet across here. In this last stitch here, we're going to put 3 half double crochets in there. And that's going to help us turn the corner. And then you're just going to continue around doing a half double crochet at the end of every row. And then when you get to the corners, make sure you put 3 half double crochets in the corners. Okay, I'm going to finish mine off camera, and I will see you for the next round. Okay, so I went back to the orange after I went all the way around there with the half doubles. We're going to chain one, and we're going to turn to the front. Now we're having the front side facing us. So in the back loop only, we're going, in this first one, we're going to put 3 single crochets in there because that's a corner. Alright, and now we're just going to put a single crochet in the back loop only all the way across, and then when you get to the corners, make sure you put 3 single crochets in the corners. Just like that. So I will see you at the end of this round. Alright, so I'm all the way around there. We're going to stay on the front side and chain 1, and this is getting really simple. This first stitch, it's just a regular going through both loops, you know, and then when we're in the corner here, it's 3 single crochets in the corner, and then you're just going to single crochet around in this one in both loops this time. So you're going to go all the way around, making sure that we put 3 single crochets in those corners, and then just single crochet in each stitch around. And so it'll look like this all the way around once you're done. Alright, I'm going to finish that off camera, and we're going to do the other half of this, and I'm going to use this really pretty spring color orange variegated yarn for the back of it, because I really love putting variegated yarn in the back. It kind of makes its own design. So we're going to chain 26. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, to 2, to 3, to 4, to 5, 26. Alright, so in the second chain from the hook, we are going to start with our single crochets. And by the time you get done, get to the end of this chain, you're going to have 25 stitches, just like we did before when we were making the pictures, when we made the tulips. Alright, we're going to chain 1 and turn. This side is the front side. So if you want to mark it with the marker, or just remember that when you're on the front side, the tail is over to the left. And then this is way the tail will be to the right if you're on the back side. So now we are on the back side, and I'm going to do, because I am back side, I'm going to do front loop only, just like we did in the picture. So back, front loop, front, back loop. It's opposite. And more I think about that, it's totally opposite. And you're just going to do every row the same. You're going to do 25 rows of this. So when you're on, so that you have those ridges when we're done on the front of your work. And this is easy because we don't have to worry about changing yarns, and we're letting the yarn do the pattern for us. So this is the easy part. Alright, and then we chain one and turn, and now we're on the front side again because our tail is over here to the left. So you also, after you get started, you know what's front side because you see the ridges. And so as soon as you see the ridges, you'll know you're on the front side. If you turn on the back and you see no ridges, you know you're on the back side. So we're going to back loop only. Okay, so we're just going to do that. You're going to do that for 25 rows. So, and then you're going to do that same border that I just put you through on the first one. You'll do the exact same border, and then we will be back to sew the two together, and I will see you then. Alright, so I've completed my back side, and this is what it looks like. And then I'm going to take, this is the front of my back side, this is the back of it, okay? So what you've got to do is make sure that you put two back sides together. It's very important that we put two back sides together. Okay. Get those together. And look for the stitch that we started. So this is the third stitch right here. Yeah, let's work in that one. And then find the third stitch here. Alright, and then we're just going to single crochet these together. Now we're going to do both loops on both sides. Alright, and then we're here. Now there's no, we're just going around each stitch. There's no putting anything extra in the corner when we're crocheting these together. So it'll go around. So we're just going to put our stitches together and single crochet them together. And we're going to go all the way around like that. So there's nothing special to do for the corners or anything. We're just going to crochet the stitches together. Okay, and I will be back to show you the last round of our hot pad or pot holder. Alright, so we're going to chain one and turn. Alright, and we're going to start in this stitch right here. So we're going to single crochet and then 2 doubles in that stitch. And that is the falling leaf stitch. Chain, skip 2 and do the same thing in the third. Skip 2 and make our falling leaf stitch in the third. Skip 2 and do it again. So we're skipping 2 and putting the falling leaf stitch in each third stitch as we go down the side. And then also the front is facing us. I didn't know if I told you that. Alright, so we are here at the corner. We're skipping 2. It's putting us right automatically in the corner. So there's 3 stitches in this corner. And we are going to put the falling leaf stitch in all 3 stitches. And there we go. We just put the falling leaf stitch in each one of those 3 stitches on the corner. So now, going back down to the side, we're going to skip 2, and in the third one, we're going to put the falling leaf stitch. And you're going to do that all the way down until you get to the next corner, and then we just want to make sure that we put the falling leaf stitch in each one of those 3 stitches on the corner. And then that's all there is to it. So that's what this is going to, it's going to look like this all the way around. So our masterpiece will be framed. And I love it. Alright, and we've got a fancy little frame going on here. So, I hope you guys had a lot of fun making the tulip pot holder or hot pad with me. I want to thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and bye-bye now.